You could see there's a little gap there for Pratley to feed through, and they do look for each other, Pratley and Cox, often. When they receive that ball in the circle, they'll look for each other as opposed to someone on the edge of the circle.
Temepara George has been called for one of those pedantic calls, but nonetheless in the rules, not wholly in the circle. However, the turnover comes the way of the Mystics again, so they get away with that one. And Henry and Tutaia, little short passes in this mid-court. Rasmussen struggling though.
Didn't even turn and look in then, did she? She was looking across court, didn't get her body or head around to see whether there was an option up court first. Talked about that a little earlier on. Look up, backups across court.
And just struggling next to Kimberly Smith, a tall wing defence and 1.82 m, and Rasmussen a little bit smaller and just struggling against her at the moment. George rolls it into Tutaia, but the call...
Short pass. There was room for a defender, I'm sorry, to go between the hands of the feeder and the receiver there in my mind.
Well, the call came from Sonia McClomber, and whether she influenced the umpire, well, it sounds like it.
Well, the umpire was behind the player, so I'm not sure how she could have seen the distance. However, there's no arguing with the umpire, as they say.
Cox cuts along the baseline. Oh, it's rimmed out, though. Oh, Pratley does well, really well, but... Oh, they get the call their way too, the Swifts. Oh,
You were with the crowd, I think Ricky.
Yeah, well, we know what they felt, and I was in agreement. But anyway, I don't have a whistle either. Pratley steps in. Another great shot from Pratley. It rolled around and in it went eventually.
Well, she hasn't missed. Well. Yeah, she hasn't missed yet. 19 from 19, Pratley.
Well,
pretty impressive.
We've said that they could get under pressure, could be put under pressure, the shooters, but Pratley has withstood all of that so far this afternoon, and there's number 20, 100%. And that lead has blown out a little bit. Up to 6, 38-32. The Mystics haven't scored for a while either. They had a couple of rough calls and, oh, gee, too much to ask of Tutaia from Latu.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier on, is that release of the ball has sometimes been far too hard to the receiver.
And that's what Coach Tiaroa Keenan talked about too just after half-time. Composure with some of the passing and with the ball in hand. Hasn't seen it, unfortunately, from her side in this third quarter, but this crowd, big one at Trust Stadium, trying to bring them back into it.
Did you see the direction there from Temepara George? She was calling to her attack down the far end of the court, so always on the job.
Pratley misses.
First miss, but Cox tidied it up. So the 200% shooters on court, not quite going at 100% today. That's Pratley and Latu. Both have shot 100% in this competition.
But that lead has shot out to 8. The Mystics have only scored 4 goals in this quarter to the Swifts 10. And now the lead is 8, and another one goes astray, but the Swifts got a hand to it. Lucky for the Mystics there. They really let it slip in this third quarter, and the Swifts have put their foot on the gas. And that's what made them a pretty good side so far this year.
And the third quarter is often a telling one. So the Mystics need to get themselves back in the last 4.5 minutes. Try and pull the score back.
Contact against Byfield, and Cox will step in with the long shot, and once again rolls out, and the call goes the way of the Swifts again. Pratley's got lucky hands today. Oh, great work.
Lovely interplay between the two. Quick hands from Cox, eyes up from Pratley.
Henry looked into the circle and couldn't find the shooters. She'll have another go.
Bully called out. So 2 shooters in, just McClomber. Nice work from Latu. Stood wide, gave herself plenty of space to move into. Ball was delivered nicely into it. Turnover here would be nice for the Mystics.
Make things a little bit more interesting. May Coffin. Will we see her in the final quarter? Yes, Pratley missed again, and this time Henry gets the call and allows a time for a bit of a laugh with Catherine Cox. They've played together against each other many a time. Tutaia, though, rolls between the legs. Nutmeg in another sport. So they can't capitalise, the Mystics. Disappointing. The Swifts, though, starting to dictate this match. Byfield.
Yes. Beautiful work. She did very well, Byfield.
This time Tutaia grabbed in the pass and... Oh, well, you can hear the crowd again.
Well, I'm sorry, that was off McCloma's hands.
The Swifts are getting the calls their way. The scores their way as well. What a 50-50 calls. George on the floor. Might as well stay down there. She'll be there again.
Byfield again. It's the second one in a row, almost a replay.
Her vision is quite outstanding. Oh, and again, Tutaia, she's thrown away a couple of balls now.
Having a nightmare.
It's not good enough from a Silver Fern shooter, I'm afraid. Just see what that does for her confidence.
Well, she had a slow start, didn't she, in the first quarter, Tutaia, then came back into the game in the second quarter. We thought, yes, back here, ready to play, but a few errors in this third quarter of the match.
3 players standing out for the Mystics in that time. A minute and a half in the third quarter, and it's all been the Swifts in this period.
It's not like they haven't had the ball, the Mystics, though. They've had their opportunities. It's been squandered on attack. Some good defensive pressure from the Swifts. We know that they're good at that.
Well, Tutaia hauled in that one from Henry that time, and Datu with the shot. Nice work, and George just always talking to her players. Heavily penalised in this quarter too, the Mystics. Henry, not happy. Rolled into Prattley again.
Prattley did well. The little give and get, gave herself a bit more of a chance, but still missed.
She doesn't miss on that occasion, though. Gets the second chance and nails it. She's having a fine game, the international goal attack. Oh, the Mystics throw it away. Silly stuff. And putting themselves under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, Rasmussen and Tutaia struggling a little.
Right on the buzzer, the goal goes down from the Swifts, and the third quarter has been all Swifts.